Yeah, I can see this little bit as well. Yeah, this little bit here is where it started breaking off. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle and I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video I'm just going to be talking about why my hair broke off and all the factors what happened to my hair, and I hope this will help you in your hair journey and just to prevent you from having any setbacks yourself and to reduce breakage. So I hope this video helps. So let's get into it. So the first factor I personally think why my hair was breaking off was my heat was too high. So when it came to my heat settings, so for example, when I was straightening my hair, especially the first ever time I relaxed my hair, I put on my hair straighteners to 30, and that is the highest hair setting. For relaxed hair, your hair just needs to be hair straightened on a low setting. We do not need high setting hair, high setting heat for hair. So first I started off with 230, then I went down to 200 in heat, and that is still far too high. After further research, I realized that my hair setting should be about 150 to 180. So now I'm on 180. I am trying to get it down to 160. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can eventually get it down to 160. But now, whenever I'm straightening my hair, I try to keep my hair low heat as possible. Even when it comes to blow drying my hair, I have it on medium heat but high speed. So my heat temperature is low again. So it's all about, when it comes to heat, try to keep your temperature low as possible, because even though you're using the heat protectors and stuff like that, it can still after a while damage your hair. And when you are straightening your hair, do not straighten every day, all the time, every week. That's one thing I would say when it came to straightening my hair. I was only like straightening it say once a month or once every few months. So I was not straightening it as often, and that is a good thing. That is a bonus, and that's what you need to do, especially when it comes to hair straighteners. Do not straighten your hair all the time. Another factor when it comes to heat, I don't know if you watched, there was some months ago, I will link the video down. I was using a new tool which I've never used before, and I've always wanted, one of the things I've always wanted was just a hair straightening brush, just to make it so much easier. They're usually like 2-in-1s, like they blow dry and straighten your hair at the same time. So I've always wanted a tool like that. But the tool I had, and you have to be very careful with using certain tools and really do your research on which tool is best for your hair and your hair type. And I used this straightening hairbrush, and unfortunately I would still keep going. It was straightening my hair after I'd done how many passes, but I found out that I needed, and it was just ripping out the hair. After what I kept on, if you see throughout the video, you see me picking out hair. It was just heating but also ripping out my hair. Even though I'd done the heat protector and everything, it was just the bristles. I think they were just too small, too tight together. So it was just pulling my hair, basically. That's all it was doing. It was doing no good, and it was just damaging my hair. And my hair literally, after I used it, like right now, you can see how, even though it's quite heavy because I've got a lot of product on my hair, but it's still light, it's still soft. When I used that, my hair was literally stiff. It was not moving at all. So be careful with certain heat tools you use in your hair. You need to be very careful with them, and especially if you're experimenting and you buy a new product, just be careful. And after what, if you see it's ripping out your hair or anything like that, because I had that hair tool for such a long time, I'd never used it. Unfortunately, I couldn't take it back. I just literally got rid of it. That's why I don't have it now with me to show you, for example. But if you use it within the time, take it back, send it back. It's no good for your hair. So yeah, be careful with hair tools and stuff. So number 2, similar to hair tools, is be careful of hair tools. And when I mean hair tools, not heat hair tools, I'm talking about non-heat hair tools. I'll give you an example. This brush, when I first bought it, I thought it was a really good brush, and unfortunately after a while what I noticed is same thing happened again, because the bristles were long and it has the little bulb at the end, I thought it will protect my hair, but it was just ripping out my hair. So this hair tool, I'm just going to get rid of it now, because it literally does break off your hair. When it comes to hair tools, number one hair tool, I will do a video on this, but number one hair tool is obviously the wire tooth comb. Really stick to that. My hair is just detangled, so it will go straight through. But if it's not detangled, always remember when you are combing or brushing your hair, you start from end to root, especially if it's wet. If it's wet, try not to comb your hair so often. Prone to breakage. Be careful, it's very weak, it's very fragile. When relaxed hair is wet, that's when it's in its most fragile state. So we have to be really, really careful. So whenever we are detangling our hair, it is from end to roots. And then afterwards, it's really detangled. Because my hair is dry as well, and it's well moisturized, I can get a comb right through and nothing's going to pull or tug. So that's what we have to really be careful. When it comes to hair tools, be careful and really research the right hair tools for you and your hair. So another factor of why my hair was breaking off, that was because of partings. So partings actually does play a big part in our hair. Example of what I was doing for my nighttime routine, I used to do an easy way to wrap up my hair. So I used to part my hair into twos, and then I used to cross it over. I've got a dedicated video, but I don't do that anymore. I've gone back to my traditional hair wrapping. I'm not the best at it. You know, practice makes perfect. I know after a while, when I keep practicing, soon it will come like nothing. But, you know, sometimes I have good days where it comes out really amazing. Sometimes it's a bit okay. But definitely be careful with hair parties. So what I was doing every night, I was parting my hair into two. You could see the video. Like I said, I'll link it in the description for you. And I was crossing it over. So I was putting tension on my hair. So throughout, if you look throughout the, because of how my hair and my hairstyle is, but throughout here, I think I'll take out, see if I can find a part of it, but you can't really see it now because I have trimmed my hair. But this part of my hair, the back of my hair, here I can see this little bit as well. Yeah, this little bit here is where it started breaking off, and that was all here along here. That's where majority of the breakage was happening. And like I said, I think it's because I was putting so much tension of splitting my hair up overnight, and eventually it was just breaking off. So that is where most of the breakage was. There is other areas where I had breakage, but it was a lot to do with the back. And one thing I've noticed with my hair is, because I can't see the back of my hair, like my front always looks amazing. As I'm looking at you now, it always looks amazing. But when I'm one of those people, if I turn around, it's not looking great. Obviously right now, because I've had my hair cut, my hair is looking a lot more better. But if I do not look after, especially the back of my hair, that I notice now is where the breakage occurs. And that's the thing. When it comes to your hair, you need to know and detect where the breakage is. So that's what I was doing with my partings. I was not looking after my hair. I was just parting my hair, parting my hair. Even when it comes to the front, I know I'm a side parting girl, but be careful with the front. Switch up your partings, switch up your buns, things like that. Just learn to switch things around. Change your hairstyles. Half up, half down I got today. Sometimes have it down, but don't have it down too much because it will be always rubbing on clothing. So like do low buns, side buns, high buns. Like change your hair, not too much, but just change your partings in your hair, because you don't want to put too much pressure on one part of the hair. So this is the same thing what I was talking about just a moment ago. I was talking about partings, but now I'm talking about neglect of hair. We all know we have to put our hair in a daily routine, and sometimes, including myself, we have those nights when we really cannot be bothered, or we're just extremely tired and we don't care for our hair. I even done that myself, in terms of, we know what our daily routine should be. Wash our hair as often as we can, deep conditioner straight after we wash our hair, wrapping up our hair at night, moisturizing the sealing as regularly of when our hair needs it, especially our ends, because our ends do get dry the most, and this is where the breakage happens. I find that with myself, sometimes I personally cannot moisturize and seal every night. I find my hair's too heavy and too greasy. I personally don't like it. However, every other day I notice it's good for me to moisturize. So don't neglect your routine. Try your hardest. I know we have those odd days, but don't get into a habit where we get out of our hair routine, because once we are out of our hair routine, once we're not doing the basic, what we need to do for our hair care routine, then that's when our hair starts to neglect, and that's where breakage will start to occur. So the last point, which could have occurred, didn't really detect, but I am very much aware now, is weather. Weather actually plays a big part in our hair. So right now we're coming into spring, summer, so it's hotter months. But when my breakage did occur, it was in the colder months. And one thing I didn't realize, in the colder months, you need to make sure your hair is really, really moisturized in the colder months. So our hair does get a lot drier quicker. So like I said before, I just said, make sure you go back to your hair routine, make sure you're on top of your hair routine, because in the weather really does play a part. It does play a part in your hair. And another factor, which this is like a bonus point, what plays a part, is everyday stress. So obviously in the last 2 years, we know the whole world's been an up and down situation, and stress can actually causes hair loss as well. Postpartum, if you've just had a child, that can lead to your hair breaking as well. So there's other factors you can look into more about hair breakage, but those are the sort of factors can also help with your hair. Another one is lack of vitamins. If you have lack of vitamins in your diet, then that's another cause of breakage. So there is other little elements, but the main thing when it comes to hair care is looking after your hair and sticking to your routine. As much as sometimes we try not to, like sometimes we forget on days or something happens, do you know what I mean? We do live everyday lifestyle. Everything's not about hair, but just try to stick in that routine and go back to basics. Always stick with basics. So yeah, those are all the points of why these are the main points why I think my hair personally broke off. Now I know what happens, and now I know where the sensitive areas is, which is another big point, is knowing your sensitive areas and where your hair breaks off the most. And like I said, because I cannot see the back of my hair for some reason, just naturally not realizing, I was neglecting it. So now I know the parts where I really do need to pay attention in my hair care. So I hope this video really helped you with your hair journey. And as always, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. So take care now. Bye.